Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back. It is Dark Tor. The portal has just opened. So in this video, I'm going to have a look at the event track. I know I've already shown you some of the skins, but I'm going to have a look at the event track. And I'm going to give you my top tips for the portal. These enemies, they can be a little bit rough with their skill. It takes a third of your total armor and health pool. So it doesn't even matter how many defense charms you've got. These enemies are capable of wiping you out in just 2 or 3 turns. So you do have to be careful. And I know there's a lot of people are asking how you deal with it. So we'll get into that momentarily. The Garen skin is quite interesting. I like it. It's cool, but it feels weird on Garen. I don't know. I think I prefer the pickle skin, the old pickle skin. I've been using the pickle skin for so long. I've just kind of gotten used to it. I don't know, maybe when you're playing with the new skin, it might feel a little bit better than it looks, but I don't know, it feels weird that is Garen to me. Anyway, once you finish the event track, you get 250,000 event points. The Lost Knight Roamer will show up. I've done a video on that, I've done a couple of videos on that actually, and you'll be able to farm him. He's a roaming monster, shows up every single day at 5 PM. You'll be able to farm event chests from him. If you don't know about that roaming monster, go check out that video. I'll put a link in the description. And now onto the portal. The magic number for this portal is 15, and that means if you see 15 enemies, I've actually got 15 enemies on the screen now for this one. If you see 15 enemies, not including the boss, if you can count 15 enemies, that means you will get a boss on round 3 and on round 5, so you'll get a decent amount of points from this portal. That's what the magic number means, and that's what the magic number is for this event. There's no transformation, they don't run away, there's no way to lose any points apart from obviously if you die. So as long as you're clearing all the enemies out and finishing the portals, you will get maximum points. You can't get any more points and you can't get any less points. It don't have any tricky mechanisms like that. This is the setup that I'm using. If you are following the channel, you'll know that I've got warrior charms in all my mythic gear, and I've got the 5 triangle sword. I'm just going to attune it to militia and cult, which is for the portal. If you have got a damage hammer, use that, it'll be better. I just wanted to show a lower damage version in my portal runs. Now I'm going to have a couple of goes at the portal in this video, just to show you a few different tactics. But since Garen is featured in this event, newer players are probably going to be able to get him. So I'm going to show you the method with Garen first. Obviously, I've got an obscene amount of warrior charms, so when I do use Garen, it's going to one-shot these enemies. I didn't swap out the armor like I normally do. So you'll just have to take my word for it. Your Garen with no hero charms, if he's not level 60, he probably won't one-shot these enemies, but he will delay them. He'll do a good chunk of damage to them, which will make it easier for you. So he's still a very good option for this portal. Even if you don't have warrior charms or anything like that, it's absolutely fantastic. He does a lot of damage to a single target, but he only delays a single target at the same time. And it doesn't matter what level he is either. Delay will work whether he's level 1 or level 60. It doesn't matter. So if you get Garen and you don't even upgrade him, you can still bring him along with Grim or whoever your main healer is. You can still bring him and he's gonna still help you out tons in this portal. So the thing with these enemies is the swordsmen here, you hit them 3 times and their power will be fully charged. So what you have to do is you hit them twice and then kind of switch over to a different enemy so that you can leave them hanging where they're not fully charged yet, so they can't use their power, but then that gives you a chance to charge up your hero to delay that. Their power won't charge when they hit you, it's only when you hit them, so you can completely control it. And this power is deadly. It puts doom on you, which will take a third of your total armor and health pool. It don't matter how much health you've got. You can have 1,000,000 armor, it will still take a third. So the best option, the best way to deal with it is to just not let them get that power off in the first place. And then the portal boss, the one at the back, he makes it a little bit difficult because he can charge from the back and he can cast doom on you from the back. So sometimes you see him on the front row like this. Like in this 3rd round I got him on the front row. He doesn't charge when you hit him, he charges like a regular enemy when he hits you. and it can charge up in 1 turn. It's usually 2 turns, but it can charge up in 1 turn. So if he's on the back row, you need to make it your mission to get to the back row so that you can start delaying him if you are using Garen. And that's pretty much it. You just have to figure out how to not let these enemies get that power off in the first place. It's not going to be too detrimental to soak up 1 or 2 throughout the rounds as long as you're healing. But if they start perpetually casting it on you, it's going to get a little bit dangerous, especially if you're a newer player. The second setup I'm going to show you is going to be utilizing a delay rage. It's going to be MacLeod or Delphinia. Their rages do exactly the same thing. They delay all the enemies on the field with their rage, and I'm taking the Chaotic Gauntlet with Brutus just to make sure that I've always got a rage charged. I've always got a rage when I need one. If I need to delay, I can hit that rage. I can just delay everything and keep myself perfectly safe all the time. And you can do this even with Delphinia. Delphinia can be level 1, so you get her hunting Realm of Fire. You could pull her from a gem chest or something like that, because she's only blue, so it's going to be quite common to have her early on, and that's going to help a lot. If you don't have Brutus, still take the Chaotic Gauntlet, take Wormwood instead, or even Grim. If you take Grim, you can freeze on the base power, and his base power is going to charge up a lot of rage from the Chaotic Gauntlet as well, which is why the Chaotic Gauntlet is better than the Holy Gauntlet. Regardless what weapon you're using or what type of hero you're using, the Chaotic Gauntlet is just better. It gains rage a lot faster, and it's a lot more easier to use than the Holy Gauntlet. Definitely recommend leveling up the Chaotic Gauntlet early on. So yeah, Brutus and MacLeod, Brutus and Delphinia, Grim and Delphinia, Grim and MacLeod, any combination of those heroes is gonna be absolutely fine. And take the Chaotic Gauntlet with those, and yeah, you should do well, because Grim's going to charge in 3 moves. He can freeze. The portal enemies are not resistant to freeze, and they're not resistant to stun, so you're going to get quite far with freeze or stun. And then that leads us on to the final method that I'm going to show you, which is to just stun everything or freeze everything. If you happen to have Samael at max stars, you get the best of both worlds, because he can delay the entire row and his rage has stun. If you don't, then you can go with Ayako. Ayako stuns everything and heals you. It's a great combination with Grim and the Chaotic Gauntlet. You're going to be gaining rage so fast with that combo. You're going to always have a stun ready. You're going to always have a freeze ready from Grim. You're going to always have a heal ready from either of them. It's going to be a great combo. You can go with Dokio. You can go with Kira. Kira's not as good because she hits 6 targets, but it's 6 targets randomly. It doesn't hit the whole field, so it could hit 4 of them and then leave the one in the back that's about to put doom on you. But it does stun everything, so kind of useful, but it's not as foolproof as the rest of them. In this video, I've taken the Champion's Gauntlet to speed up Samael to make the delay faster. You could use the Chaotic Gauntlet, absolutely fine. In fact, I'd recommend the Chaotic Gauntlet if you're going to go with any of the other heroes that I just mentioned. And take Grim as well, because Grim's going to serve as, he's going to be an emergency freeze. You can use his base power. If you don't have any rage ready to go or anything like that, you've got his base power there. He can freeze one of the enemies. He can weaken everything, heal you, and yeah, it's just a great hero to have. And then you've got the stun hero as well. So if you've got the portal boss in the back here, you can see I've got another double boss portal. So if you've got the portal boss, he's in the back, his charge is ready to go. You use Ayako Rage or whoever your stun hero is. Stun him in the back, and then you're going to be absolutely fine. Nothing's going to happen to you. So yeah, this is definitely a great option if you don't have the delay heroes and you need something a little bit different, but yeah, it works. So this is a good one to try. I should definitely warn you though, stun, it's not like delay. Delay will work, it don't matter if the hero is level 1, it will just work. Stun and freeze, however, they work differently. The heroes need to be at least the same level or a higher level for the stun to work. So if you go in there with a level 10 Ayako, it's not going to stun anything if all the enemies are level 20 or level 30. So you need to get the heroes level up there. So if the enemies are, say, level 30, your Ayako is level 30, you're going to have a good chance of landing stun. If your Ayako is level 35, however, if it's 5 levels higher, then it's just probably not going to fail at all. So you're going to have to level up a stun hero. And then, to add to that as well, when you eventually get to the expert rift, stun and freeze don't work there. So before you go running and level Dokio up to level 60, expecting to just go into the expert rift and stun everything, it won't work. As soon as the threat goes higher than your rift power, it'll stop working. So it's not a great strategy to level up a stun hero or a freeze hero as your first one to level 60. But for stuff like this outside of the rift, where it's just normal game mechanics in the portals and things, it's absolutely fine and it's gonna work brilliantly for you. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Who are you using? Let me know what heroes you're using, what combinations you're using, and let me know how you're getting on. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have been James B09. Good luck out there.